Well,
I'm your weird ghost in the background. I'm your past self.
make sure your wiener's hanging out.
Okay.
Just a wiener.
Just a wiener.
Just a wiener. One man wiener.
What was Conan's sidekick? Andy?
Andy?
Yeah. Andy Richter.
Andy Richter.
Yeah.
Andy Wiener.
Good. You got a little fat guy in your background now.
Whoa, now. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Shop Talk here at 31 Records, my little record store in Houston, Texas. Colin's hanging out in the background. He's just being weird, hanging out.
Mic.
Fucking creeping on us. Yeah, he's mic'd up. I'm mic'd up. This might sound better than it normally does. We don't know yet. But I got these mics for LA and such. And Vegas. Vegas is the other place I'm going. It's hotter than balls in here, bro. The music in today's video is this Your Mistake cassette. If you don't know who Your Mistake is, check them out. They're from Houston. I mean, obviously this is a defunct band. They're long gone. But for fans of like Negative Approach, a Slapshot, the old like hardcore, that terror, like based in punk hardcore, but still a little bit tough, if that makes any sense. But it's just a 3-song tape. I don't know what year this came out on, but I love this band. The singer played bass with me for a while in one of my bands. I don't know what's going on with them, any of the members of the band now, but whatever. Anyways, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know how we do it over here, man. Shout out to Dead and Buried Inc. All the merch is done through those guys. If you got a band, a function, or a business you want to do shirts or anything for, hit those dudes up. Tell them you got there through Punk Rock Review. You get 10% off your first order. We're going to read a Rancid article. Rancid's a band that I don't know if you guys know this, but I like this band quite a bit.
I thought you liked Husker Du.
I love Husker Du. They're my favorite band. After Rancid, okay. But this is a 2003 article right before Indestructible came out, and they were going through a lot of stuff. This is their first interview in like 5 years, so this is one that I haven't read this in a long while, so I'm pretty excited. After this, I'll show you a couple of tapes that I picked up and a couple 7 inches. I like thumbed through a collection the other day. This is like some of the interesting stuff that I found in there. And then Colin's going to basically sit back there, and whenever I have a question, I'll go, huh? And then he might answer it. He might not. We don't know yet. We haven't gotten there.
I'm listening.
But, I just realized that all their faces are in these collage. You all see that? Well, from way back there, you can. That's a cool collage. I don't know. So it says on here, oh, this is from summer of 2003, man. This is, dude, 22-year-old. That's so crazy. You can drink a beer now. It says, in the past 5 years, Rancid have gone through enough pain and aggravation to send lesser bands on a permanent vacation. In this alternative press exclusive, Tom Lanham, I think it's Lanham, that's how you say it, learns how America's flagship punk band rebounded from loss, divorce, and personal danger to create a powerful, aptly titled disc, and how their dedication to one another only got stronger in the process. You know, the cool thing is if I do fuck this up and we go long, I can just start back up in my car, and now that I'm mic'd up all fancy like,
yeah,
that's a good thing.
Let's go.
Dude, what if you sit shotgun and we just sit in the car and talk?
Yeah, like those the dudes in the Sonic commercials that used to be around. Yeah. Remember those?
That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. And we'll just go to Sonic.
Sonic is goated because they have really good cherry limeade. Now, have you ever had that like blue
Ocean?
Blue, yeah. That stuff's fire.
There used to be a game online around 2006. The two dudes in the Sonic commercial, you had to guess what drink they liked, and it'd be all the different syrups that Sonic had, and you had to guess it. And I was 10 years old at the library because we had dial-up internet, so I had to go to the library to play these games. And I think TJ's drink of choice, Ocean Water. That's what it's called.
That stuff is so good, dude.
That is the only reason I go to Sonic, to get cherry limeades. I did that last week.
One thing I didn't realize, this is a long-ass article. We're going to end up in the car, folks. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll read for a few minutes, and then about, I don't know, in a few minutes, I'll stop this, and I'll show you some of the records that I got, and then we'll pick back up in the car. But when I edit it, it'll go from here to the car.
That's crazy.
And then back in here.
No way.
I know. It's wild, bro.
Fucking with me?
We're doing wild stuff, man. We don't behave. We don't follow the rules. No. We are a ska outfit.
Glenn Danzig doesn't like that.
No,
Doesn't
Glenn,
like
no,
the music.
he doesn't. No. You know what I don't like? Glenn Danzig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love him. I don't at all. He's a douche. All right.
That guy's weird.
So this is a really long ass article. I don't know what I thought. It's like the cover article. I was thinking like 2 pages maybe. No,
I have that recent Emma and the Sniffers thing where they're on the cover, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to learn about this man. 2 pages and it's done.
see, that's what I was expecting. I prefer this though. All right, the kid couldn't have been older than 3 or 4. A cute little Japanese boy whose camera-toting tourist parents were carefully leading him by the hand from their car to the doorway of a busy 50s retro diner in San Francisco. But there was an unusual obstacle in the family's path. Lars Fredrickson, the husky guitarist for local punk legends Rancid, whose tattoo-riveted neck and face are topped by a platinum blonde skull cut, neatly bisected by a hot pink mohawk flying at full cake cutter sail. Yo, this is like way back, dude. Oh, yeah, that is a giant mohawk.
Yeah, he shaves his head now.
I know. He's probably started going. You know, I don't think that Lars, I think this was a strategic move by him. I think his hair was thinning like mine, and he was like, fuck it.
He's definitely not bald.
He's got lots of hair. I find it funny people give him crap because he's been into the same music since I've ever known about Rancid. Yeah. He's always been into oi music. And I guess he just like got older and decided not to have a mohawk, and people are like, poser. I get called a poser all the time, though, so.
Tim's the bald one.
Tim? Oh, dude, that guy's hair. Shout out to Tim Armstrong for having hair worse than mine. The family literally stopped and gasped when they saw it, tiptoeing like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. The family nervously inched their way past Fredrickson, who was seated curbside at a patio table, stirring some sugar into his coffee. But the boy couldn't stop staring at the bright-hued Axeman, his jaw scraping the sidewalk, his, what is this, keen painting eyes? I don't know what that even means. Filled with awe, he remained focused on that mohawk, looking back at his over his shoulder at his mom and his dad as they entered the eatery. As they waited for an indoor table, the kid remained pressed against the door glass for a few more minutes of gaping. Throughout the interaction, Fredrickson had smiled and mugged for the tadpole like some eccentric uncle, and he waited until he was out of earshot to address him. Kid, you're in San Francisco now, he snarled. Get used to it. You're gonna see this shit. And the rainbow flag, which, come to think of it, he added, peering at himself in the reflective glass, I kind of am today. Go, Lars. So, when I was a kid, I was at Walmart with my mom. I was probably about, 10, and I saw a dude with a blue mohawk and tattoos and patches and stuff. And I was little. I was like, man, that guy's awesome. And my mom was like, stop. And she's like, wanted me to come stand next to her. And I said, I want to look like that when I get older. And she was like, stop. And then, the other day, she texted me, and she was like, yeah, I really wish you didn't have all these tattoos. You look ridiculous. And I was like, thanks, Mom.
I feel ridiculous.
I look ridiculous.
I have a mohawk, too. Just down.
Yeah, but
not Lars.
You're a poser because yours is not up all the time. You don't sleep with it up. You don't sleep on your side so that your mohawk doesn't get messed up, and then tell everybody about it on your YouTube channel while you're wearing a short skirt with your boobs. Wait, wrong person. Wrong person.
I have slept on my side to avoid messing up my mohawk.
For sure. No. I think we all have. We all have, for sure. Fredrickson was in fine form, wearing his colors proudly. He sported his all-typical markings, one set of knuckles inked PUNX. What?
I said typical.
It is typical for punk rockers. The other with the four playing card suits matching bluebirds fluttering up from his Motorhead sweatshirt collar on either side of his throat, and the regulation rock insignias of fellow whatever, man. Fellow awesome bands
if
like
you get
GBA.
Stuck on a word, I can help you.
I can't read. I'm not gonna make you look stupider than I already am. He has GBH and Sick of It All tattoos. Okay, that's all that said. But there were a few new tattoos as well. Huge wings unfolded bat. God, dude, people write really, really bad. A huge wings unfolded bat covering the entire underside of his neatly shaven chin, and a cartoon rubber ducky drawn between the thumb and forefinger of his left hand. What does it signify? Duck, he deadpans, curling the fingers into a fist to demonstrate. You see this coming at you, you better duck, because I'm going to rabbit punch you. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I like Lars because he's unapologetically cheesy, and I like to think that I could get that way too.
Yeah.
Shout out Lars Fredrickson, man. Lars, if you see this for some reason, and I doubt you will, but come on the show and hang
Best
out.
Rancid member.
Do what?
Best Rancid member.
I want to go with all of the Rancid members are the best Rancid members, personally. Why is Fredrickson so good-natured today? He's got great news. The 11-year-old outfit were just, wow, that's crazy. They were only 11-year-old band when this was written. The 11-year-old outfit were just putting the finishes touches on their 6th sledgehammering salvo for Hellcat Epitaph entitled Indestructible. Outside of that, the members' various side projects, Fredrickson's own Bastards and co-frontman Tim Armstrong's outing The Transplants, proved both creatively fruitful and commercially viable. And after self-imposed silence surrounding their eponymous 2000 release, Rancid were not only conducting their first interview in 5 years, but rising phoenix-like from their own ashes via a headlining slot on this summer's Vans Warped Tour. Indestructible indeed. Have they ever really talked about 2000?
I thought they did. I didn't know that they went kind of media silent for that.
I thought they went kind of media silent.
I guess they just dropped it and got out of the way.
That says a lot.
And then they did the split with NoFX in 2002, and they did a little tour together. And I'd say the big silence is in between Indestructible and Dominoes.
Yeah. Well, I think that says a lot that you went silent about that record because it's very divisive, but that generation really loves it.
I really like that record.
See, that's my least favorite Rancid record by a lot.
There's a lot of Matt Freeman vocals on that record.
There's not really a lot. There's maybe 3 songs.
There's a lot.
No, I'm saying like that's the thing though is people remember that as having a lot of Matt Freeman vocals. I've listened to it recently and I'm doing a video on it right now because it's 25 years.
Compared to now, because now it's very heavy, like Tim on like vocals. Used to be split a little bit more.
Only on the first record. It hasn't been split more since then.
Matt's he's up there on the NoFX Rancid split.
Yeah.
I think Lars is really.
I don't even count that as a record. It's a split. It's got like.
Well, that's what got me into punk rock, guys.
That's your bad, bro. That album's not even that good. It's okay, but the Rancid songs that they picked to cover are like decent, but the song choices were weird.
They're weird. They're not very popular.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how they went about doing it. You think each member got to pick a song?
I think the NoFX versions of the Rancid songs sound better, and the Rancid version of the NoFX song sounds better. Because
the NoFX radio is not good. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not good.
I have a soft spot for that one. But NoFX's cover of Don't Call Me White, I remember.
Yeah, Don't Call Me White.
Yeah, Rancid's cover of Don't Call Me White. Cover. Yeah, Matt Freeman's on that one. I remember my mom was trying to show me those bands whenever I was in elementary because she liked NoFX, and she didn't know that she had got a Rancid split. So when she heard Matt Freeman go, Don't Call Me White, like she was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no thanks, man.
Shout out Matt Freeman.
Shout out Matt Freeman, dude. Amazing bass player, and I really enjoy his vocals on the Devil's Brigade stuff. Like, I'm not hating on his vocals. I just don't like that album. Not the split, but the 2000 self-titled record.
Shout out Devil's Brigade.
Shout out Devil's Brigade for sure. Shout
out Charger.
Shout out Charger. You want a Devil's Brigade CD? I can take care of you here at 31 Records in Houston, Texas.
Buy it before I do.
I do. Don't tell. No, well, one's down there and one's.
One's over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'll be a copy left for you.
I'll hold one aside for you. Okay. But Still Waters, maybe this is going to be a bad magazine read. But Still Waters run exceptionally deep, especially in the punk pond. All was not as uplifting as initially appeared in the Rancid camp. Whereas the Japanese tourists saw only pink and platinum when they glanced at Fredrickson, closer inspection would turn up another key color, blue. Deep, depressing blue. Oh, that's sad, man. Somberly, Fredrickson starts to run down the trials and tribulations faced by Rancid over the past few seasons. 2 years ago, Matt Freeman's grandmother passed away. She'd raised him after his parents' divorce, so the event hit the musician hard. Around the same time, Fredrickson's beloved brother, Robert, saddled with an enlarged heart from birth, collapsed and passed away from the condition. Not long after, Fredrickson's merchant marine uncle was found dead in a downtown San Francisco hotel. The two-pronged tragedy devastated the guitarist. And fate kept right on dealing Rancid lousy hands. Fredrickson arrived home from his solo Bastards tour last year to find his wife's belongings packed in moving boxes in his front hallway. Oh! Out of a Matthew McConaughey movie. That's ass, dude. She was leaving. She dutifully informed him, and that was all there was to it. Adding injury to insult, Fredrickson was also suffering from 2 degenerating discs, one which had ripped in half and was embedding itself in his spine. Ugh. An operation was required, but 2 months after surgery, during the first concert of a 3-night sold-out run at Slim's nightclub in San Francisco, a stage diver plowed into him, knocking him off balance. But when a security wrangler swung the stage invader into Fredrickson a second time, the guitarist went down in crippling paroxysm? Oh, fucking whatever, dude. And crippling pain, forcing an immediate cancellation of the 2 remaining gigs. Surely things couldn't get any fucking worse. Oh, they could. They will. They will. This is like a movie, man. It even says so right here. Next words. Things did. As Rancid were nearing completion on Indestructible this February, Armstrong's vocalist guitarist wife, Brody, informed him that their relationship, too, was over.
What a mess.
What a mess, dude. Midway through an Australian jaunt with her Hellcat inked outfit, The Distillers, she was filing for divorce. Recording squealed to a halt. And Armstrong, who hadn't seen the psychic sucker punch coming, began penning brand new breakup songs in earnest. Album producer and Epitaph honcho Brett Gurewitz had no choice but to let his longtime protege vent his tortured spleen. I would like to hear what the Rancid album sounded like before all this shit happened, because I knew all this stuff was going on. I knew that they had like a whole different record.
Yeah, you don't have. It's funny because without that breakup, you don't have the biggest single on an.
Fall Back Down.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so good too.
Yeah.
I used to think that it's like charmfully corny. I love
It's
it.
a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy, but
that's what I like about it.
When I was 16, that was my shit, and
it still is. I'm 43 on Monday.
If I played that now, I definitely wouldn't skip it. It's,
right? No, it's a monumental song. Giant track, dude. And don't even get him started, Fredrickson sighs, on all the punk rock fatalities that shook Rancid last year. Joey and Dee Dee Ramone, Clash Titan Joe Strummer, who not only inspired Armstrong in his early years, but signed to his personal Hellcat imprint as well. It only served to remind Armstrong and Matt Freeman, both 37, and their 31-year-old compatriots, Fredrickson and drummer Brett Reed, of the brevity of life and their own pending mortality. Blue soon deepened into grim abyss staring black. But history has shown us that out of tragedy often comes truly inspiring art. Indestructible as it currently stands in 25-cut rough mix form emerged as an unusually optimistic, life-affirming document, an exercise in demon exorcising catharsis that finds solace and huge celebratory hooks in its emotional release. Through music, you can live forever, asserts Armstrong on the title track, his raspy, marble-mouthed drawl sounding more like his hero Strummer than it ever has. That's true. Fucking A, man. This is going to make me sad, bro. You know what I'm saying? How about this? Let's show them some stuff, and then we'll hop in the ride, and we'll finish this up.
Hey, you got some 7 inches over there.
Casually. I got 7 inches right here. Oh, I got there. All right.
I didn't mean to set you up for that. I'm not proud of that.
You shouldn't be.
I was trying to tell you about the hate 7 inches, but...
Oh, yeah.
Look at that shit. Look.
Hold on, dude. Stop. Chill.
Got
excited. You hear those guys? All right, I'm going to pause this real quick. Un momento, por favor. Way more comfortable in here.
Yeah. We're almost hot.
All right, we're going to get back to this Rancid reading. Rancid reading with
Randall. A lot of R's.
Wait, wrong way. This way.
Am I supposed to be looking at?
I don't know. The camera's usually over here, but it's over here because I flipped the camera around so we could use the USB mic thing. In fact, Rancid's history is striated. What's the word? Striated?
I thought you said something with the accent, like Southern accent. I got confused. Rancid's history is what?
Striated.
I don't know what that means. That's not a real word.
Fucking hey, dude, you thought you knew, huh?
Yeah. I was making
all right, Rancid's history is
striated,
chock full of clash parallels, beginning with the twin frontman assault of Armstrong and Freeman echoing that of Strummer and Mick Jones. Thematically and sonically, one could liken the first two pre-Hellcat Epitaph proper Rancid records, 93's Rancid and 94's Let's Go, to the Clash's landmark 77 debut. All are similar nuclear gauge blasts of their... Wait, what? All
Thermal.
are... Yeah, dude, I fucking hate magazines. You can tell I don't read these before I do this. This is how awesome I am. Also, I disagree with that. I don't think you can... 94, like, Let's Go and Out Come the Wolves mirror the Clash's first two records way more than Self-Titled and Let's Go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like 93 is maybe more of a hardcore album.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Those two records, like I was saying, are compared to the Clash's 77 debut. All are similar nuclear gauge blasts of thermal, punk, adrenaline, angry, unbridled efforts for uncertain times, the voice of youth in all its disgruntled glory. While the Clash graduated to their double record masterstroke London Calling, Rancid matured the 22-song double-length stunner Life Won't Wait in 1998. More cosmopolitan after several world tours, they sagely spoke politics on authoritative songs like Warsaw, Hooligans, New Dress, and Cass. New Dress. Dude, I can't talk. New Dress and Cash, Culture, and Violence. Dude, I've said these songs so many times in my life, I don't know what's going on with me today. I am a fucking huge poser, dude. Rich and experience, bristling with punk reggae melody, the disc was Rancid's London Calling. I don't know about that. Kinda. Beneath all the mohawks and surly stares, Armstrong and Fredrickson, like Strummer and Jones, had become world-class composers.
World
I
class.
know, it's really dumb. With keen ears for a memorable pop hook, Rancid continued on with their eponymous 2000 outing with a line firmly drawn down its middle between scabrous punk and spooky dub. What?
Spooky dub.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. An expansive 22 number set, almost specifically designed to toss any shallow newcomers straight off the Rancid bandwagon. I don't know about all that, dude. Whoever wrote this, I don't think knew as much about Rancid. Like,
I feel like it was their way of trying to. I think what whoever wrote that's trying to say is that Rancid picked up mainstream audience with Out Come the Wolves and Life Won't Wait, and that was their way of getting rid of the posers. So
yeah, maybe.
spooky dub though.
Well, all that's really saying is that they were like, see how punk we can be, which this is my whole issue with that record. Is it seems like it
doesn't seem like it came out in the right spot either. It feels like Indestructible probably should have been the follow up to Life Won't Wait.
Right, and I feel like it was more of a, and I hate to use this term because it's not really what I mean, but it makes the point I'm trying to make. More of like a try-hard album. They're like, look how punk we can be, when it's like, we know how punk you can be. You're Rancid. Yeah. Like, you don't need to prove that to me. But I've listened to it a lot over the past couple of years doing the channel, and I've come to appreciate it quite a bit more. But I've notoriously crapped on that record for years and years and years. Yeah, no, dude, most people like it. I'm on the unpopular side of that argument, I would say. I think so anyway. And then a cone of silence descended as well. The band wouldn't discuss Rancid with the press, fueling rumors that there was dissension within the ranks. Not true, Fredrickson swears. We'd made a harder, more pissed off record than we'd ever made on gut instinct, and we didn't want to fucking talk to anybody.
That'll try hard.
You think? Come on, Lars. If I ever get him on the show, I'm gonna ask him about that because, dude, look, I've put this band on a pedestal more than anybody I know. Like, I love this band, so I'm not talking shit. It's my least favorite Rancid record. I'd still rather listen to that than a lot of other bands' entire discography. But it just doesn't sound like or feel like a Rancid record to me. And I feel like if they had taken that album and done the same songs with different production and a better like different production mostly, I think it would sound better to me.
Then you want to like cut out like half the songs or something?
No. If they even just took the same exact record and just did it with better production and better vocals, because the production's my main issue. The vocals are terrible in that record. They just sound like they're blown out the whole time. And like, I guess
that was a stylistic choice to.
Right. Yeah, I'm not arguing that it wasn't on purpose. I'm just saying that I think it was a bad strategical move.
Yeah.
But obviously, again, I reiterate that I'm on the smaller end of that argument. Hold on, let me put this on. Do not disturb. Sorry, that beeping's going to drive me nuts. Indestructible then could be heard as Rancid's combat rock, an assured top of their game work that, given the adventurous temper of these guitar-driven times, could give the group as big a radio hit as the Clash's "Rock the Casbah." The set is that urgent. What? The set is that urgent, that instantly accessible. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. The Clash also had an all-for-one, one-for-all attitude that endured until Strummer's untimely demise last year. He and Jones recently rocked through a Clash classic set on stage in Britain, and rumors of a full-fledged band reunion were starting to circulate. And that's the very same Musketeers mentality Fredrickson swears that kept Rancid together through all their hardships. It wasn't easy to be optimistic, he recalls, but it's always darkest before the dawn. My mom used to tell me that, so maybe it's true, because everything she's told me thus far has turned out to be true. Like, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Fredrickson goes on to explain that every Rancid record has a theme, so the running theme of Indestructible turned out to be death. Whether it's death of the world around us, death of relationships we've had, or death of our family members. Death is a word that we could use either metaphorically or literally. I mean, we lost Joe Strummer and Joey Ramone, and they were like our Elvis and our Chuck Berry. Oh, damn, that's so accurate. Strummer was our friend as well. He was on Tim's label. He was just one of those great down-to-earth guys. No matter where you bumped into him, you always forgot who he was after 5 minutes of talking to him. That's why the title track is about him. And while we included a line in it that says, "Through music you can live forever," which I've always thought that was directed at him and Rancid, but like I thought that was talking about Joe Strummer because it was so close to his death.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that. But I love it. It's a sentence that rings true for anybody. I mean, you're gonna live forever because you're on record. If I ever decide to put out the EP that I did back in the day, I'll live forever. It's on my computer hard drive. So technically, I'll be a ghost somewhere. Yeah. But like,
you'll be on someone's hard drive.
Oh man, I'll be
on Osama bin Laden's hard drive.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I'd rather be on Osama bin Laden's hard drive than Jeffrey Epstein's fucking flight manifestation. Yeah.
You don't want to live forever through that list.
No, you don't.
People won't forget.
No, kill me, please. Let me be forgotten. Just still can't believe that we don't have that list of people. That tells you exactly who's on it, man. Because everybody was on it, dude. That's so bad. Because it's always been a class war. It ain't about right and left. It's about rich and poor. Yeah. And that's what they don't want us to know. Fucking scumbags. Sorry, guys. Fredrickson dedicated another elegy, The Other Side, to his late brother. By all accounts, Rob was, despite his poor health, quite the punk scene hellraiser, a figure well known to many local nightclubbers. Or as Fredrickson puts it, blinking back tears, my brother was someone special. So that song is kind of a way to, it's like, how do you write about something so traumatic? Put it in a 2-minute song and say everything you've always wanted to say? The answer is you don't. You write multiple songs about the subject. That's very, very accurate. And right now, I would have called Rob and played him the Indestructible rough mixes and said, what do you think, dude? Tim and his brother Jeff are like that. Jeff gets to listen to stuff early and speak his mind. So you always have that one guy like that in your life. So it's one of those things that I'll miss. I'll miss that, hey, bro, check out what I'm doing. And he'd be so supportive. If it wasn't for my brother, I never would have been in Rancid to begin with. Because he said, if you don't join this band, you're out of your fucking mind. He was the one who gave me the final push. Like, get out of here, Lars. Go get out of fucking Campbell, the Fredrickson's California hometown, and go do something else. And not to have him around now is very weird feeling. It's a very weird. And to not have him around now is a very weird feeling. I know what he's saying there. I don't know why I can't read today. I think I just don't read that great when I'm doing it like on a microphone. So when I'm reading in my head, I don't mispronounce very many words. Blame the microphone. I'm not going to take the blame for it, man. I'm awesome, dude. It's the microphone's fault. All right.
All those damn Diet Dr. Peppers you drink.
They're so good, dude. It's so good. The story of Rancid's genesis has reached almost quasar proportions by now. After the breakup of Operation Ivy in 1989, Freeman urged his old bandmate Armstrong to form Rancid, thereby saving him from a potential life of alcoholism and homelessness. Pop quiz: what was the band in between Operation Ivy and Rancid? Because there was one.
There's two.
There was two. I was kidding. What are the bands?
Two bands.
Two bands. I was thinking of one specifically, but there was two. One was very short-lived.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about? The really short-lived one?
Short-lived
okay,
one?
And then the one that had like the album that should have been out that never came out, kind of.
Yeah.
Didn't have like an official release.
One of those bands is just reunited, so
right. Yeah.
With them not part of it.
Correct.
Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, they were in it for such a short amount of time that it's like
they're more known for them not being in the band.
Right. I don't think there's even a single recording or photo with them in it.
With the very short-lived one, though, there is. I think there's like one song that made it onto a comp.
Dance Hall Crashers?
No, Dance Hall Crashers. It's Downfall that has the recording.
Yeah, I have that album.
Yeah,
Dance Hall Crashers. I have the whole album. It's a whole record.
Oh, it's a whole record?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want a copy?
Yeah, I'll take
I got you, bro. Yeah. I got you.
Dance Hall Crashers, I don't think they
making things happen on the Punk Rock Review in the car, dude. Doing like the Sonic guys. That's the flavor we want. We want Rancid songs. Ocean Water. God damn it.
Cherry Limeade.
Dude, I kind of want one of each of those right now. Monday's my birthday. It's my cheat day to eat whatever I want. Sugary drinks included. I'm having some sugary.
Normal Dr. Pepper.
I don't drink that anymore. But I am having some donuts for breakfast. I'm gonna feel like shit on Tuesday. Donuts for breakfast. I'm gonna have some pie that my mom's making me. She makes me this very specific pie. It's delicious, dude. And then I'm gonna have. I don't know if my wife's planning on something for my birthday meal, like you know what I'm saying. But I know this doesn't sound extravagant, but to me it is because I eat basically the same thing every day. I eat chicken for lunch. I eat steak for dinner, and I drink either diet soda or a lot of water with like Mio in it. Yeah. I stopped drinking energy drinks, even the sugar-free ones, because I was just getting too I get all cracked out and shit. Anyways, whatever. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, talking about the in-between bands. Ex-roommate Reed was brought in on drums, even though he'd only been playing for a few months, and former UK Subs guitar slinger Fredrickson completed the lineup. Who could have predicted that in the wake of multi-platinum discs from Green Day and The Offspring, this spike-haired East Bay outfit would actually catch on with the fickle MTV crowd via Let's Go, heavily rotated hit, Salvation. Maybe only one man, actually. Bad Religion Act's Man and Epitaph CEO Brett Gurewitz, who insists that he signed Rancid long before I ever heard him. I believe that. They were friends. He agreed to do that to help him get sober and not like be a junkie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand all this talk about Rancid being on TV and radio. I never heard him on radio, and I never saw him on TV much. Like, was that only in California?
Was on MTV a lot. Ruby Soho was on MTV. Time Bomb. Yeah.
In all fairness, I was poor, didn't have cable for most of my life, but I never heard him on the radio ever.
There's stories that after An Out Come the Wolves came out, or maybe it's after Let's Go came out. It might be called An Out Come the Wolves because of that. A lot of major labels are trying to pick them up because
Well, Green Day that's why it's called that.
Yeah, Green Day and Offspring. I don't know when this happened though, but Madonna's record label, Maverick Records, was trying to get them
right before Out Come the Wolves. She sent them like a nude photo.
Yeah, she sent them pictures. Yeah,
Lars has confirmed that that's actually true.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. She used to be so pretty too. At least I thought she was.
She looks like an alien now.
Now she looks like a skeleton covered in skin.
Shout out Madonna's plastic surgeon. What's wrong with you? Why'd you do
dude,
that?
Shout out.
Why'd you do that?
Dude, shout out for him doing that because that's hilarious, dude. Maybe it was just a troll.
He's just having a bad day,
bro. He's just stretch, fucking pull.
Oh, fuck up this lady.
It's like she's gonna look like she took Ozempic, didn't even get to take Ozempic. Anyways, upon first discovering Op Ivy's Lookout debut, Gurewitz made a shrewd business decision. After Op Ivy broke up, I told Tim, look, if you ever start a new band, I'll tell you right now I want to sign you. And to this day, I'm still their biggest fan. That's why I produce them. And if there was one adjective to describe Rancid, it's loyal. I'll always be grateful for how loyal they've been to me. True to their DIY roots, the group have remained on Hellcat Epitaph despite countless big bucks offers. We're with Gurewitz for life, vows Fredrickson. That's just how they are as people. They're that way with one another and with anyone they choose to work with. And that's something very rare in this business, which is why most managers hate us We do whatever we want to, says Fredrickson. Rancid have been happily self-managed for the past 5 years. But Gurwitz enjoys a sort of fifth musketeer status with his subjects. In the studio, he says he can actually offer creative criticism and not get tossed out onto the sidewalk. When he overheard Armstrong rehearsing his hyper-chord political rocker Arrested in Shanghai at a new molasses slow speed, he rolled the tapes to capture the version that's made it to the final mix. When a thunderstruck Armstrong informed Gurwitz that his wife Brody was leaving him, he hastily shut down the Indestructible sessions. Any way I can lend support to these guys, I will, Gurwitz says. Just like the way you'd help the family member who's having a rough time. Which I really admire that about him and all these people as like a big group. I think it's great that they're still friends and stuff, you know what I'm saying? There's another little bit of information that I'm going to do in a separate video. I think they do a breakdown of all the Indestructible songs.
Yeah.
I'll do that on a separate video because this is going to be way, way, way too long already. I think I've still got like basically a whole page and a little chunk. So, Tim Armstrong won't forget such kindness. Stunned by divorce paper news, he turned the negative energy into a positive by penning a flurry of new loved and lost songs to his soon-to-be ex, like the reggae-tempoed Tropical London, about Brody's hometown of Melbourne, where they first met, and the traditional punker Stranded, in which Armstrong is stranded all over again with his trusty 1962 Fender acoustic. Fuck, I love this album so much, dude. So good. I may have to listen to this on the way home. Phoning from a stop on the Transplants Foo Fighters tour, Armstrong is upfront about his depression. My wife leaving me is the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with, he says solemnly. And what's so confusing for me is it happened all of a sudden. It happened abruptly. I mean, I'd do anything for her. She was my life. But right in the middle of making this record from Australia, she said she wanted to leave me. And she was serious. I didn't see any of this coming, you know? So what could we do? He continues. We couldn't finish making the record. I found out on a Sunday morning, and by Sunday afternoon, me and Matt were already in his car heading up I-5 to the Bay Area. Reed and Fredrickson kept constant tabs on their pal, trying to cheer him up. And that's how we do things at Rancid, you know, said Gurwitz. I can't finish this record as it is. And he said, look, man, you've got to do what you got to do. We'll track some new songs later. And I came up with 7 new songs, excuse me. Other producers wouldn't have done that, but Gurwitz is rad that way. Blowing in my damn face. Writing Tropical London wasn't easy for the guitarist, but cathartically speaking, it had to come out. And that track was written in the middle of the night, dying, sighs Armstrong, who's been afflicted with insomnia since the call from Brody, who declined comment for her story. I mean, not even hurt a little bit, just straight up dying. And I've had that old Stranded guitar for ages. Oh, I guess the guitar riff, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've written everything on it. Oh, no, he meant the actual guitar. All the Op, Ivy, and Rancid music. That's crazy. Believe it or not, he says, we've always started everything with just an acoustic, and then we made them into punk songs. And being with the Transplants on tour, everything I've got is going into my music right now. I've got a little Pro Tools studio on the bus, and I've been writing all night long, every night since I can't sleep. When will it end? I really don't have a clue. Dude, I knew that they did everything on acoustic guitar. You can tell.
Yeah.
All their songs are easily transformed into acoustic ballads if you want to do it that way. Matt Freeman is still concerned for his heartbroken chum. In fact, he worries so much that his band buddies have affectionately dubbed him Papa Bear. Several years ago, it was Freeman who insisted that Rancid get comprehensive medical and dental insurance. Lots of it. That's not a bad move, honestly. We've worked hard for what we have, he reasons, and if something ever happened to us health-wise, I wanted everybody to be taken care of. It's just common sense. Didn't he have like a cancer scare or something?
Matt Freeman?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Don't quote me on that.
Does anybody know if Matt Freeman had a cancer scare? I feel like he did. If he did, then that would make sense why he was the one that was like, hey, let's get some health insurance, dude. Ditto, he adds, for Fredrickson's back problems. When Lars went down at Slim's and he was hurt, Brett, Tim, and I all said, no fucking way, that's it, stop. We didn't care how long it took. His health and happiness were more important. And I personally drove him to the hospital up and down the peninsula. I don't know how many times in a month. I'll tell you a funny story about Lars and the back thing, he whispers secretively. When we first went down to the hospital to meet the surgeon and find out what was going on with his back, I had a talk with myself. I kept telling myself, okay, you've got to ask questions because nobody else is going to do it. You've got to make sure Lars is doing the right thing here. So the doctor looks at the x-ray and he says, definitely going to need surgery. And he's looking at his back, telling us all the risks. And I'm listening intently, and he tells Lars where he's going to put the incision in his back, right? And Lars has this huge tattoo on his back. So he pipes up and says, say, do you think you can make it so the tattoo still connects? Because if you're going to put the incision right there, it's really going to fuck up that tattoo. And I just blew up at Lars. What the fuck do you care about a tattoo? It's your back. We're fucking talking about that. We're talking about your fucking back here. I thought I was going to have a fucking stroke. It was that stressful. That's funny because I think a lot of people feel that way. When they get surgery, they're like, don't fuck up my tattoos, bro. I've got a bullet wound into a tattoo. It puts a hole in the forehead of a tattoo on my leg. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it sucked to get that cool thing. And it wasn't like a bad shot. It was a little 22 I got shot when I was, well, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. But anyways. Lars starts laughing, and so did I, because I'd freaked out. And only later did Lars tell me, oh, I didn't care about that tattoo. I said that because you were so stressed out. It looked like your eyes were going to bulge right out of your head. So he was taking care of me while I was taking care of him. He totally diffused that situation. It's Freeman who best summarizes the familial bonds of his bandmates. I'm pretty close to these guys anyways, but every time we go through something major, it seems we always get closer, he says. We've always stayed focused on being friends first and in a band second, and that's what's gotten us through the most difficult situations of our career. A couple of days later, Fredrickson, with his cats Amber and Seamus in tow, is padding around his living room in sweatpants and a Motorhead t-shirt, his pink rooster comb now hanging limp over his head. No fewer than 7 remote controls sit within arm's reach of his lazy boy recliner, and he grabs the one for his CD player, eager to play the early Indestructible mixes. His house is as neat as a pin. Upstairs are trunkfuls of old punk posters, many featuring Rancid. But I'm actually into a lot of the new bands, he declares, like Mest and Good Charlotte. They're like our little brothers, man. We love those kids. And there's a Rancid poster in the Sum 41 video, a Rancid poster in the Used video. Probably how they ended up getting
one of the Good Charlotte guys in the Fall Back Down video.
It's whatever, man. I'll talk about that in a second. A Rancid t-shirt on the singer of Newfound Glory, Rancid t-shirts, button stickers, and tattoos on the Good Charlotte kids. So we embrace these motherfuckers like Joe Strummer embraced us. They're the new breed. I'll give him credit for not being like a turdy old gatekeeper, but I've never understood the like Good Charlotte stuff. That band is just really bad. Mest isn't any better. And then Joey Lovato from Mest was supposed to come on the show, and then he just like stopped talking to me. But I mean, whatever. I guess. I mean, he seemed like a pretty cool dude. I wanted to talk to him. Like his music doesn't matter. Like that's not really how I meant to say that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just trying to talk to him as a musician, not necessarily because I like his band. I don't care. I don't like your band. I want to talk to you about music.
Yeah.
Especially a band that was as big as Mest. I'd love to just hear kind of like stories. Like,
yeah, so bound to Bowling for Soup guy. It doesn't matter if you don't like his music.
Dude, I don't know that I like him. His music's pretty fucking
now
bad.
Now you might not like him.
Well, what do you guys think about Bowling for Soup? Just asking for a friend. We're almost done here, actually. On the dining room table is a catalog for Machete, the t-shirt silk screening company owned by Rancid. I did not know they owned all that. A few steps away from a life-size sarcophagus filled with horror DVDs and a glass display case crammed with Japanese monster action figures. Right next to a jade Buddha statue sits a photograph of Joe Strummer, looking lean and James Dean mean. Nearby are several snapshots of Fredrickson and his sibling Rob, laughing into the camera in much happier times. As Lars punches up each track, he introduces it, even singing the unfinished chorus of Trouble. When he gets to the other side, he quietly rises and leaves the room, returning when it's ended, dabbing at his eyes with his sleeve. It can't help but generate a heartfelt reaction. Ooh, that's tough, man. And over there, the guitarist points, is the very hallway where his wife's belongings sat, packed in moving boxes upon his return from touring. Divorce? Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce this. He does say that...
C'est la vie.
Oh, is that what it says? I can't read that shit. Oh, it does say c'est la vie.
C'est la guerre.
Okay, whatever. Sure, what he said. Gurwitz was right, he asserts. We are loyal motherfuckers. And what do? We do not take lightly, he asserts. Bottom line, we're street kids who get to play rock and roll, and that's something that this record talks about, the human spirit. It's there in the title, Indestructible. We've gone through so much shit, and what's happening in the world today only compounds it. But I truly believe that we're one of those things, he said. Yeah. I truly believe that we're one of those things, he says with conviction. We are indestructible. 10 years on, we're still pissed off. We're not going away. We're going to turn around in 20 years.
We're going to be around in 20 years.
That's what it says.
You said turnaround.
I did.
Oh. So you did fuck up.
Yeah, of course I fucked it up. I'm not gonna let you know I fucked up. I'm gonna act like I didn't. Well, you can read that from there. My goodness. Yeah. We're gonna be around in 20 years. We didn't choose punk. Punk chose us, and we're lucky that we have a story to tell. It's a once in a lifetime thing. This energy we call Rancid. The end. Good night, kids.
And look who's on the back.
Oh my God, he's not lying. What a mess.
What a mess. And that's how you end that segment. What a mess.
All right, dudes. So I don't know where this is going to fall in the video. This is going to probably be in the middle of it. So see you in a second. And then it's going to light back up. They're going to be like, what the fuck?
Like this really jarring contrast.
Yeah, dude. This is how you make content. You don't really know what you're doing.
He's going to do that change just to piss off Glenn. Glenn's going to be checking, like, oh, I wonder what he's doing.
Glenn Danzig?
Yeah, and then you're going to blind his old ass with that light switch.
Man, that dude. I'm not even like mad anymore. It's just so dumb.
I'm disappointed.
I am disappointed in you, Glenn.
How would Mama Danzig feel about you doing that? Remember, next time you're taking $1,500, this is who you're taking it from.
You know what I'm saying? Some just guy in a car.
He drives a Nissan. I mean, what are you doing?
I mean, it's a nice Nissan, but it's a Nissan.
Nice Nissan.
Thank you. I worked hard for this car. It's my first time ever buying a car.
Yeah, I worked hard for mine.
I mean, how many dicks do you have to suck? Because dude, dozens, man. Just for the down payment.
For the down payment.
All right. Man, I hope the mics are sounding better. I think it's a pretty good improvement. We'll find out. All right, I'll show you a couple of things, and we'll get back to the article. So, first off, Colin here wants me to make sure that I show you guys this band called The Hates. I mean, they're,
I think they're all right.
Just whatever, dude. I think they play like, grunge
I think
rock.
those kids are going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, they might have a career for a couple of years, but they certainly aren't going to last, 45. That ain't happening. But this is the band Colin drums for. They've actually been around since 1978, if you're not familiar with them at all. But he brought me a couple of CDs, and I bought a couple of 7-inches off of them at a show. What was it, like Friday night or something? No, today's
Wednesday.
Friday.
Yeah, Wednesday
night. It was Wednesday night. But these are records that are... Here, Colin, why don't you tell me a little bit about these real quick? Let me put this in a bag real fast. All right.
I don't know if you need context for the CDs, too, or just...
here, you tell me about this one first.
All right.
So this is Punk Rock Xmas. Christmas. What would you call that? Would you say Xmas or Christmas, right? Christmas? Yeah. I hate that.
We ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from two. These, it's just a single, one track each side. These are 2 hate songs re-recorded with Christmas lyrics. There's a frequent collaborator named Dale Brooks. He's no longer with us, but he worked a lot with Christian back in the day. So the songs are Out of Control and I don't remember what the other one is. Out of Control and Down and Out, and they're just rewritten with Christmas lyrics. So it's Yuletide Riot and Santa Patrol.
That's kind of cool.
This was sold exclusively at Borders in 2001, and it's on red vinyl. The funny thing is, the instrumentals are old, but the vocals are new. Christian went into the studio alone and he redid the vocals. Dude,
he's an interesting fellow, man. I like his style, dude. Okay, what is this one here? I like this 232. If it was 231, yes. I'd shit on myself. Not really, but
so
maybe a little bit.
It's weird that the name isn't on here at all. I had to remind Christian what it was called. It's just called X, because this is the 10th release that the Hates did. So this is from '97. 3 of these songs ended up on Forbidden Existence. One of them is a cover of The Damned, See Her Tonight.
Nice.
Fitting because Brian James just passed away. And then this is from 2000. This is called Media Cretins. Yeah, Yeah, these are a little bit easier to find. None of these are on streaming. I think this may be on YouTube.
Which is why I was after it.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, you have these? I was like, I don't.
This may be on YouTube, part of the amended version of Forbidden Existence from '99. I think this is tacked on there.
I think we're going to try to get some of this stuff on my channel as soon as we can.
Yeah, these aren't on streaming, so these three, if you are interested, if once he posts them up, you can actually still find these on Discogs. These were pressed copies of 1,000 each, so they're not as impossible to find as some of the other hate stuff.
Right.
So,
I mean, dude, some of this stuff needs to be pressed in a larger number. 300 is I don't know. It's a small number. You know, they've been around for so long, or y'all, they, whatever.
And these are pretty simple. These are the two EPs I've done with the hates. This is
right. That's the significance between you and I, is that you're on these two records.
Yeah. There's another one I'm on. It's a live album done at a skate park, but I wanted to test the water, see how we like these first. Pretty simple. It's done in 2021. Very raw, very quick. Hour and a half in the studio, done very quickly. Not layered. This is from 2023. This is layered the shit out of with guitars and my vocals, and this is my favorite thing I've done with the hates. So.
Is that the one that sounds kind of like
the Zeppelin one?
Led Zeppelin?
That's right. We listened to like 3 songs off of this today. Butch from 30 Foot Fall likes this one. He likes that one right there. Keep on the heels.
That's a good record. There's some guitar riffs that sounded a little bit classic rock.
Very much.
And when I pointed it out, we were all like, "Oh, it does."
It does. I listened to it for 2 years, and now I get it.
Isn't that funny? Okay, so in that collection that I got, there's a few cool things. There was this Battle Ruins cassette. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing you guys all this, like everything about them, but there was a Battle Ruins cassette. I think this one I might part with. The Rival Mob, I think I'm going to probably end up keeping this one here. I really like this band. One of the dudes was in Righteous Jams, and I love that band. And then there's this Your Mistake tape that we're listening to in here. This is Houston stuff. I played with the singer of this band in a project, so like it's got a little more personal significance for me. But there was also some other tapes that I have recased most of these, so they looked a little grimy earlier, so my apologies. But we got this Surfing Safari by the Beach Boys. Always a good band to have in the store. People like them from all different walks of life. So a Sex Pistols tape that I've never heard of, but the same songs as we're used to. Go figure. They only had
one. Boot?
I don't know, dude. No, it's on Virgin. Well, it says it's on Virgin Records. I don't know, man. I think it's just some kind of random modern release.
It's a comp they probably put together.
Yeah, modern compilation of just their hits or their more popular songs. U2 War. This is actually of the same age that it was, popular. This is an original U2 Joshua Tree tape. We got this Dickies Locked and Loaded 1980. I like the Dickies, so I was going to listen to this one in here. This is also a modern tape on Tang Records. Tang Records is dope. Ramones Pet Cemetery. This one's an actual old one. I might listen to this tomorrow. The Beatles Revolver. I'm not a Beatles fan, but there are a lot of people that are. The Beatles and Elvis are two musicians that I rarely bring stuff in here from. It doesn't move. You find the stuff everywhere. But tapes, people, I'm a pretty big tape distributor in this place.
I think people are probably more likely to get it as a tape.
Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream.
That looks original.
Great condition. Only problem is there's a little tear up here in the art, but it's still, a good copy. We also have there's another Pumpkins tape somewhere. I got this Black Flag Family Man tape. This one is actually pretty scarce.
That's
kind of expensive. Kind of expensive. It's in good shape too, man. I say kind of expensive as in it's like more than $15. This Primus tape was
one of his favorite bands.
Oh, dude, I love this band so much that they suck. And then we got this Nirvana tape, which I don't give a shit about Nirvana, but I'm one of like 3 people that don't care about Nirvana.
Pick that up.
Oh, that'll be gone.
Yeah,
that'll be gone next weekend. Maybe this weekend. And then we got this is cool, man. The Mahas. I don't know much about these guys, but they're from Houston. And this is a record release, 7-inch. I'm gonna go home and listen to this tonight. Number 17 out of 40. Just I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. This is Mammoth Grinder, I think. Yeah, Mammoth Grinder. I don't know. I just thought the artwork looked dope, so I pulled it aside. War Master is you said this was like almost death metal?
Yeah, this was a local death metal band. They were active till like 2016. That was a good band, man.
Yeah, dude, local shit's always cool. Who's in this band? Do I know anybody in there?
I might snag that actually.
Yeah. I don't think it's real expensive. Pride Kills. Anybody that knows me knows I love Pride Kills. Jeez Louise. What is this thing fucking called? I can never remember the title of this 7-inch. Okay. But it's in great shape. It's on this like weird ass like brown vinyl. Cutthroat Records was a big label out here. I say big. They did a lot of stuff for us. What the fuck was it called? I don't fucking remember the name of the 7-inch, man. Whatever.
I got you, man. I'll be looking it up in the background.
Word. It's my Andy Richter back there in his bitch.
Slightly less fat.
Black. Oh, way less fat. Black coffee. This is
Elvis Party.
Elvis Party. I almost said something about
There you
Elvis,
go.
but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Elvis Party. Thank you. This is a record release 7-inch from 2012. This has Halston Luna, who was a founding member of Liberty and Justice. It's got Pete Sosa, who played drums when my band played, that's the least popular thing he did. But he was also in Roger Merritt and the Disasters. He was in Street Dogs for a while. Pete's awesome, but most like notably right now, it's got Ryan from Liberty and Justice on vocals. And anything that he's a part of, I want to have it because he's one of my closest friends. So shout out Ryan, man. I just want to show you some of the interesting stuff that I picked up in that collection. Oh, and then check this tape out. This Rancid Life Won't Wait cigarette pack tape. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Do what? What kind of tape? Masking tape? No. I got Scotch tape.
Right there.
Where's it at?
There it is.
That's all right. Fucking Tracy over here doing shit. All right, check this out. Got this Rancid cigarette case cassette tape from Life Won't Wait. I don't know why they chose to do this, but this is like my favorite packaging I've ever seen on a cassette tape.
Yeah,
it's in pretty good shape still. It's a little beat, but I mean, overall, I've seen these come in, and they're typically way worse than this. I rarely find one in good condition, but the tape is excellent. The tape is really nice shape still. Has been tested and works fine. But like, I don't know. This is one of the more interesting releases as far as physical media, in my personal opinion. This is fucking cool, man. I do wish they'd put more stuff on here than just this weird ass artwork, but whatever. I will say this is so fucking small, dude. Oh my goodness, bro. Fucking folding these things up. Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip this bitch around, hop back in the ride, and actually, this is probably the end of the video. You're just seeing it from it's in a weird order.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next Shop Talk. Okay?
Peace.
Okay?
I said it before he could.
Fuck you, Colin. Fuck you.
I watch your videos. I know what you do.